Stop the demolition. We have the sale deed right here. Look at it.
Please, this is our home. Where will my family go now?
Demolition. A sad reality that we are able to see every now and then in every news channel and every newspaper. Hello everyone, my name is Salman and today we will look at top 3 mistakes which people do while buying a property which sometimes end up in demolition. First problem is whenever people are buying property, they skip due diligence. People spend a crore rupee on the property, that is land, and about 50 lakhs on construction. They spend 1.5 crore, but they skip this crucial step of getting the due diligence done. Now, why due diligence is important? A lot of people that I have seen in news have been claiming that they have all the documents. Having all the documents does not assure that the property is out of litigation. Getting those documents verified by a real estate lawyer is utmost important. You might have the right sale deed, you might have the khata, but is the property's mother deed clear? Is the property's primary documents clear out of all litigation? This has to be thoroughly checked, and this can only be done by a renowned, good real estate lawyer. So skipping due diligence can become very expensive, even though it costs just 10 to 15,000 rupees. The other thing what people have been claiming is we have the sale deed, we have the khata, and we have the electricity connection and water connection. See, all these are different government bodies, and all these government bodies provide you certain service based on certain documents. For example, if you are applying for an electric connection, then the electricity board in Bangalore, if I have to give an example, is run by Bescom. So you go to Bescom, apply for an electric meter, and there are certain documents that you submit. They just check the documents and give you the electric connection. They do not do a due diligence of the documents before providing the connection. They are different government bodies, like there is BBMP, there is BDA, BBMP is now becoming GBA, which is Greater Bangalore Authority. Then we have Bescom, then we have BWSSB. These are all different entities, and there is also KIDB, which usually acquires land for governments. So when you give an application for electric or water connection, they don't take your application to BBMP, BDA, KIDB and ask them if you are acquiring land there. The second confusion what all people had and all have been demanding was, why didn't anybody notify that this demolition was about to happen? I have my full sympathies with the people who have gone through this, but this awareness was already given by the government authorities. It was already out on their website, their portal, stating that this is under BDA notified. These lands are under BDA acquisitions and this is already been notified. If you would have gone through the due diligence process and if you would have hired a good lawyer, he would have told you long back. Many people said that they were not aware. The awareness was already put across. It is as simple as that. For example, your grandfather owns a property and you weren't in town to go check if the property is all fine. One day after maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you come back and see somebody has already constructed a house. What would you do? You wouldn't want somebody else staying in your property, right? In the same way, the government wouldn't let you stay in their property. And yes, in between, there will be one person who would have sold this land to the government, and using that very same sale deed, he would have tried selling it to a builder or developer who would have eventually sold the property to you. However, if the builder or developer has sold the property to you, he would have very well known that he is selling you a litigated property. So this is where you have to be genuinely careful and get your due diligence done. Second mistake, the urge of buying a property at your convenient or your specific location. This is something that I have deeply discussed with multiple clients, and I have recommended them not to look too much into a place where the budget doesn't allow. I'll give you one example. For example, I want to buy a property and my budget is that I can buy a property 70 kilometers from central Bangalore. But what will I do? I'll not buy the property there. I'll purposely push myself to scout a property in this locality and end up buying a property which has some issues or some litigation. What would happen is I would look for a property where the price is around 20,000 rupees per square feet, and I'll push myself and see for properties which are running at 15,000 rupees per square feet. Now, nobody would do a favor on me. They would purposely give a property which is litigated. But my urge of buying a property here has definitely made a challenge for me. In fact, couple of days back, I had made a video of one of a case study of my friend, where my friend picked up an apartment in Bangalore. This was on a 2,400 square feet of land area. They were having 8 apartments. So this structure was eventually banned by the government, that we will not provide electricity and water connection if it is not as per sanction plan. Now his money, approximately a crore rupee, is stuck. I had already recommended him not to buy a property in central Bangalore. after understanding his budget and buy it in the outskirts, he will get good appreciation also. But the urge actually made him fall into a trap. So this is one more big mistake. You want a property for yourself, that is your requirement. You can stay in a rented property in your convenient location. You might think, why am I saying this? See, at least your investment is safe. You don't have the money now. If you wait for another 5 years and try to accumulate certain funds and buy a property at your convenient location, by then the prices would have shooted up again. What is affordable to you now, where you can buy the property right now, at least that growing location will even give you better appreciation. Third mistake is, you find the right location where your budget fits, but you will try and find the lowest possible price in that locality. You scout multiple builders, multiple projects, and you try to scout the lowest possible property in that locality. Two problems can rise here. One, the layout development would not be from the kind it has to be in a budgeted segment. And second thing is, the builder might would have genuinely compromised on the paperwork. I'll give you an example to make you understand how things work in the background. Whenever a builder aggregates a land, he takes a sanction plan for it. One is DC conversion. He converts the land from agriculture to residential, and then he has to take a sanction plan. Usually some builders skip the sanction plan because there are a lot of regulations given here. He needs to leave this much of space for parks, he needs to leave this much of space for roads, he needs to have an STP plant. So many regulations are part of a sanction plan. Why this is skipped? For example, a builder picks 10 acres of land. The government might say you can only sell 55% and 45% has to be open area. That means he can only sell 5.5 acres, although he has purchased the entire 10 acres and paid the full amount for it. The remaining 4.5 acres will go for the development. Now, if the builder is not confident that he will be able to charge that premium extra from the client because he is keeping 45% open, plus he is spending money on that development of that 45%, he will try to skip the sanction plan. This is where a primary litigation starts. Now, he will sell you the unit at a lower price than the market price, but you will definitely be paying a hefty price eventually because there is no sanction plan. So do not try to take shortcuts. Shortcuts are not meant to be taken when you're buying a property, because this is a big decision for you. This is one asset which you definitely pass on to the next generation, and you definitely wouldn't want any challenges that your next generation will be facing for mistakes that we do right now. And obviously, if you get the due diligence done, the lawyer would be able to clearly tell you that there is no sanction plan in place and this cannot be a right kind of property that you need to look at. So with that said, you might have subscribed to a lot of comedy channels, etc. I would request you, please subscribe to a productive channel also, which is OK's Reality, which gives you an information about real estate and your decisions related to real estate. And if you're watching me on my social media handles, please follow the channel immediately. With that said, I really hope we don't have to see this day again where somebody loses their house. My deepest sympathies to all the people who lost their house. With that said, I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself and take care of the environment.